All right, we are live.
Good afternoon, folks. This meeting of the Guam Education Board, in compliance with the open government law, was announced on this September 16th and on September 19th, 21, in compliance with the open government law. And it's also live streamed on our YouTube feed, as we'll call this meeting to order. Superintendent, roll call, please.
Mr. Allen. Ms. Angel.
Present.
Ms. Coletto. Dr. Bugers.
Present.
Mr. Harris. Dr. McNish. Dr. Okada. Mr. Sublime.
Can I grab that chair for you, Terry?
IBOGS representative, Owen Hazel. Mr. Filenko. Mr. Tawaji. The roll is complete. Six members present.
Okay, so we do have a quorum. So we'll go right into our celebrate success portion of our agenda. First on our list is from Okudu High School. Congratulating them for earning the designation of a Naval Honor School. Correct?
That's correct, sir.
Congratulations. So if you may stand, all of you from Okudu High School, let's give them a round of applause. Come forward and Ms. G will do the honors.
Mr. Chair, I would like to ask the IBOGS from Okudu High School to please present this.
We can fit. Go and get up. Backside. 48, 57.
Over here.
Let's add to the public participation sheet.
That's it. It's cut no more.
Oh.
And so this is proudly presented on September 23rd, 2025 to Okudu High School. Congratulations on earning the designation of Naval Honor School. Congratulations. You're welcome. Do you want to say a few words or?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Guam Education Board, we definitely want to thank you very much for taking the time and the opportunity to recognize the cadets and, of course, our program. 17 years in existence, and it's the first time that this school has earned Naval Honor School. It's due to the hard work of the cadets, the parents, and the families, and definitely the team of Okudu High School. Thank you very much.
Keep up the great work. Kinda too late there, Dr. Guthrie.
You guys got sports to play, schoolwork.
And now we have some folks from the John F. Kennedy High School that we'd like to recognize. Franklin Paris for 27 plus years of dedication. He's retiring. Mrs. SNK Taliza, 33 years plus. And Francis A. Aguilar, 19 plus years of service and dedication. Congratulations. Franklin, Mr. Paris. Jesus Nicolas Quintaliza, 33 years plus. God bless you. Thank you for your service. Damon, you take pictures, right? And Francis A. Aguilar. Francis is not here. We're getting secretary. Anthony Balearis. Thank you for your service.
Anybody else? Thank you.
Congratulations for your many years of service to serving the children of Guam. And from FBLG Middle School, the principal will receive the certificate for Virginia Roman and Emma Alarcon and Marina Camacho. 30 years, and 8 years of service. Thank you so much. We have a certificate of appreciation to Elaine Cortez. Congratulations on being named a state finalist in the 2025 Presidential Awards of Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. Elaine, you here? Mark Villaverde. Also, congratulations on being named a state finalist in the 2025 Presidential Awards for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching.
All right. And then one here.
Colette B. Bosley. The state and congratulations on being named a state finalist in the 2025 Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. Congratulations. Great teachers. And we have two students here who have taken to the air. Actually, are private pilots. So we like to also recognize them. Jonas Wallace and Jason Paris.
And then I think she's still going for it.
Thank you. And folks, of course, we're now in the public participation. And we see here on the list many wonderful students from Tejan High School on this list. And also we have a couple from John F. Kennedy High School. And so those that are check marked or are X, I guess, are going to make testimony, or unless we go all the way down to this list of 16 people. I am sure that all your testimony is about Teason High School and what you're hearing or not hearing about closure. I want to say at this point that there has been no decision to close any school, not even Teason. And so I know that you are very concerned because that's something that has been brought out, but that's just because we have to bring everything out, to be transparent and to be open. But we just want to assure you that whatever your concerns are, they're going to be fully taken into consideration by the committee that has been put together to make a recommendation of how we end double session at John F. Kennedy High School, Simon Sanchez High School, and Okadu and FB Young Guerrero. In all that discussion that we've had so far, the board has not been given any recommendation any which way. And so because we see many that are here to testify, I'm sure about us considering Teason High School and the effects it will have if there is a decision to close it, which I want again to state there has been none. I think it will be more fair if this committee that is charged with making the recommendation of how we end the double sessions, if the students and the parents and the teachers of all these 4 schools, including Teason High School, come before that committee in a special meeting that we will set up just for that purpose. This will give an opportunity to all of you, not just 3 minutes, but give an opportunity to all of you to state your case and to let the board or the committee know what it is that you have in your heart, what it is that you have in your mind, and what it is that you feel is best for all of you and for the entire GDOE system. So if you still want to go through this whole list today, of course, I will not stop you, but my alternative offer to you is I think it is better if we concentrate on one meeting, let's say a special meeting, town hall meeting, to have all of you there to state your case. If that's objectionable, then let me know. Otherwise, I think you will be doing us, the board, and even the committee a favor by doing it that way. But if not, we can still go through this list. So if anybody wants to, I know you are here now, and the chairperson of the committee that's looking into making those recommendations is also here, and it's also on this board. I will allow her to go ahead and speak.
Mr. Chair.
Ms. G.
Mr. Chair, let me make it very clear. And I provide all of you colleagues the report from the ad hoc committee. Whoever is out there spreading the rumors, I'm not surprised. When we met and you assigned us to look into ending double session, JFK and Simon Sanchez. I formed the committee with Vice Chair Dr. Okada. Dr. Gachi was not available at that time. Mr. Dimfedenko. I invite the people that has an impact. The principal of JFK, the principal of Simon Sanchez, the mayor of Tamuning, the mayor of Ajigo, the parents of JFK, and the parents of Simon Sanchez, the IBOGS of Simon Sanchez, and the IBOGS of JFK. I received a call from a principal from Tizan, or administrator for Tizan, was questioning why they were not included. The reason, because we are only talking about JFK and Simon Sanchez. Along the discussion, one of the member mentioned on the chat redistricting. It was not discussed because our focus is to explore the options and how do we get there. And that's why it's in the report. We didn't discuss. And I have the members that are here. I didn't say, that's why I had to put there that it was mentioned, but no discussion. So there's nothing. The ones that I include are the ones that will be impacted, and that the Simon Sanchez and JFK. As we move forward to explore our options, we will invite principals or the IBOGs of the other schools. But right now, these are the two schools because they're the one impacted. The parents of Simon Sanchez and the parent of JFK. GFT is represented by Mr. Tim Fedenko. He represents the teachers. The PTO was represented by the PTO of JFK, Mr. Angelo Andres, Mr. Carl Torres and Mrs. Torres, and Mr. Ethan Cruz, the mayor of Zigo, Mayor Francis Lizama, and Mayor Luis Rivera. Superintendent was invited, and the deputy that oversees the school. That's why I didn't invite any other deputies. So there's nothing, the rumors goes around that we're shutting. No, we never did, and I'm sure Mr. Fedenko, who said, look at this thing, didn't say shut down Tizan High School. Yes, I received a message from Mr. Mendola that they're rounding up. They're rounding up. No decision has been. I cannot make the decision by myself. It takes 5. I don't know what my colleagues are going to make the decision. I can make the motion, but doesn't mean it will pass. So I just want to make that, Mr. Chair, that every month, because this is now the board committee. It's not the commander committee anymore. It's the board. And it's going to consist with all the stakeholders. We're not going to take any survey. Because if we survey the teachers, it will be through GFT because that's for board union contract. The teacher represented by GFT. The PTO at the schools, the students. So that's my position, Mr. Chair. We have our next meeting by the first week of November, and then all the committee will come up back with a written input. To explore the option. Where do we go from here? We don't know where we're going yet, because that is still in the planning stage. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair of the ad hoc committee. This is a democracy. So like I said, you're all here. I see check marks and X's. So I'm going to take it that the check marks are the ones that are testifying. The X's are just going to sit and listen. And so, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to make a motion that we reorder our agenda to put public participation below the executive session because we had a lot of decisions to make initially that may affect really what people have to say. And again, for whatever reason, I know that we always welcome public input. But on days that we have a regular session, for given notice, we can adjust it and then dilate our time a little bit more. But in general, that would be my particular preference as a board member. But again, I could be voted down by the other members. I am deeply concerned about young people being told to show up at a board meeting when in fact they're being not given the correct information. And I think that that's certainly a consideration also. It's also a point of the public process as generally as citizens and as consumers of information, having the wrong information is certainly not for our benefit either. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion that we move the public participation item to below the points where we do our business, which would be probably at item, below item 8 on the agenda.
There's a motion on the floor. Any second? There's no second on that motion, so we will carry on as the agenda is. Ms. Flores, Rachel, 3 minutes. Welcome.
Good evening. Happy members of the board. I'm Dr. Rachel Flores. I proudly serve as the Academy Coordinator at Teton High School. And as we address the concern of double session and potential overflow of students, we know that whatever happens, Teton High School might ultimately be affected. And so therefore, I'd like to share my statement. Teton High School is not just a school. It is the engine driving innovation and workforce readiness on Guam. And as you know, when you take the engine out of a vehicle, the body can look polished. The lights might still turn on, but the car is not going to move forward. Without THS, Guam education risks stalling. And so to boast for a moment, we are Guam's only nationally certified model career academy school. We're recognized nationally, but visited regionally because of the innovation that we've built. We offer 3 career academies to over 700 students through 12 different pathways, 8 through GCC and 4 under GDOE, with a range of unique work-based learning opportunities. For 4 years, we have fully aligned college and career readiness performance standards in leadership, problem solving, and time management. These courses are not just classes. These are futures being built. Education is supposed to be about progression, about collaboration, about preparing students for the future. This is who we are. We're a hub of innovation, a model for others, and a partner who's willing to share what is working for us. But closing Teton High School is not the answer. We know the value we bring to our students, to our families, and to Guam's future workforce. And I challenge you and the public to come in and see it for yourselves. And to be clear, we are not asking for another school to close in our place. Dismantling one engine to fuel another is not the answer. So don't remove the engine that's moving Guam's education forward. Instead, we ask you to keep fueling it and watch how far our students and our island's economy can go. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't give you your proper title. It only said Rachel Flores, so I guess in your own humility, you didn't put doctor, but.
Mr. Chairman, a point
Yes.
of information. In preface to the public participation, we openly stated there's no intention to close Teton High School.
That's correct.
We openly stated that. There's simply no intention at all.
So if you don't want to listen to us, please tell us.
Dr. Marlene Quintaniza.
I will defer my time to Mr. Charlie Hermosa.
Welcome, Charles.
Happy day, thank you so much. On my behalf, I'm representing, I'm the president of the Guam ACT, and I understand that the situation with JFK and SSHS, and the board and everybody involved in making the decision is not going to be an easy decision. And Dr. McNish, I do respect the fact that it was said that the Teton High School is not on the agenda to be closed. but I do want to go on the record in supporting that Teason High School. If it's ever put on the radar, it should not be looked at. So, one of the things that right now that we have been talking about is the workforce development. And workforce development has different pipelines. And when you look at what we've been talking about through the high school, through the trades, through GCE, through UOG, Teason High School has been leading the way. The Guam ACTE program has been working closely with Teason High School in their programs, with the teachers, with being able to connect them with the private sector. And it's something that's been very fruitful. And so I want to make sure that something that is working should not be cut down. Something that is actually going to be fruitful for our island, for the future, for the workforce development that we have been talking about. We should rely in programs as they are being put forth in Teason High School. So my ask is that we consider what Teason High School represents, not only for what it means now, but for what it's going to represent in the future. So with that, I appreciate your time. Like I said, we've been doing phenomenal work with the teachers in Teason High School through the Guam ACTE programs. We want to continue to do that. I know it's not an easy decision for the board to be able, if it ever comes to that point, but we just want to make sure that we go on record to represent and support Teason High School. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Mariana Hernandez. Welcome.
Testing. Good afternoon, how's the day? I know that it has been repeated multiple times. No, this is on count. She was my 7th grade English teacher. I know it has been repeated multiple times that Teason is not on the chopping block, that we are not going to be closed, and it's only, a suggestion. But regardless, we would like to, many of us would like to still share our points and our stories because it is that meaningful to us. So even if it is something that may not happen, the very fact that it could mean something to us. So good afternoon, members of the board and stakeholders of GEOE. My name is Mariana Hernandez, and I'm a teacher at Teason High School and have been a teacher for the past 19 years. This will not be the first time I'll be speaking on this topic, but I can only hope this will be the last. But I guess it won't, since we'll be having another special meeting. Last school year, when THS students and faculty spoke at a town hall meeting and board meeting, we were explicitly told that our school was not going to be closed, but behind closed doors, without any of our involvement at all, our school was once again placed on the chopping block as a kind of sacrifice, even if it's just an option. So whether or not this is still being discussed, it is still a possible option. As a reminder, the GDOE mission statement, which the board should be upholding, is our educational community prepares students for life, promotes excellence, and provides support. It's difficult to say that the lack of transparency and inequitable treatment of our Teason students upholds this mission at all unless we are preparing our students for a world where their excellence and readiness for life after high school is not supported by the very people who should be doing so. If we are a solution to the double session issue, we should be involved and should not just be allowed to have a seat at the table. We deserve to be there. But in spite of all the negativity that our community has had to deal with, questions of who is protecting us, if not the board and GDOE, then who? And if our programs even exist or are effective, they do, and they are, and all our students who are not freshmen are in them. I would like to follow the positive attitude that is ingrained in the culture that has been cultivated at Teason. Among all 6 high schools, Teason is the only one that has passed our public health inspection and started the school year on time, every single year. Every year that this has occurred, it was due to the hard work of our school community, especially our staff, and we've really not gotten much help beyond that. So it's really a school community that we help ourselves. Along with the many other programs that our school has taken initiative to develop, we've created emergency learning plans. These are binders of lessons and assignments that students can complete in case of school closure due to utility outages, natural disasters, and other unplanned occurrences. With these, our students can avoid as much learning loss as possible, which is definitely a goal of our department. This is a kind of culture Teason has, one of collaboration, community, and innovation. I want to end on that note. I've told you that I'm a teacher at Teason High School, but due to the environment that this unique mix of people and ideas has created, I've also been a senior class advisor and graduation coordinator for 11 years, an NHS advisor for 7 years, and a close-up advisor for 2 years. Because I and so many others at our school feel committed to our students and the community we've built, we strive to provide the support and guidance that our GWE mission says we should, so that our students can achieve the excellence we know they can. I urge you, the board, who should be supporting all our students to make more fiscally responsible and equitable decisions that take all GWE students and stakeholders into account. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now I know what the X's are on this list. It's those from other schools. So we'll go ahead and continue
Those are IBOGs, sir. Or they're not.
from other schools. We'll go ahead and continue with the Teason High School students.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, is there a single board member who's ever mentioned to anyone that we're closing Teason High School? I don't think this has ever come up from any, which board member did? I'd like to know, really, I would. I really, really would. And I don't mean that in a negative way, because I would like to tell my fellow board member they should not be talking like that.
Your April,
Yes.
what is it?
Yes, thank you.
I'm sorry. Hi, it's Dr. Quintanilla.
Thank you.
Your April board meeting, when Mrs. G talked about who's protecting Teason, and she doesn't think that there's anything happening at our school, only 440, and it's in your meeting minutes.
But is there any, I apologize, and I apologize, is there any board member here, past or present, I don't believe we've ever talked about it. We've never, at least as a board, we've never done that, ever.
The
And
discussion sounds like it's.
No, I can tell you as me, and I'll stand up as a board member, me never.
Oh,
This
no,
has
I
never come
understand.
up.
It
And I
hasn't been
believe that
voted
the other
on.
members also.
No,
They
I
never say
understand.
that. And I do apologize, it could have been a statement that was then heard that way, but we've never talked about that, ever. At least to my knowledge, ever. I just want to let you know that.
Okay, I understand. I recommend reading your April notes, because that's where we got it as well.
Dr. G.
I'd like to say for the record, can you hear me, everybody?
Yes.
I would never vote to close Teason High School. I used to teach there.
Yes, Dr. Guthers.
The only thing I recall talking about recently was looking at these two buildings, administrative buildings, and possibly any extra space unused that we could fit Simon Sanchez into, so they would no longer need double sessions. That's what I talked about here in Teason, was these two buildings.
We moved them out.
What?
We moved them out. I mean, we moved people here out.
Yeah, there's people here, with due respect to our colleagues at DOE, don't misunderstand me. So students come first,
We're
right?
gonna have them at the next meeting, all coming forward for their 3 minutes so that they can be moved out.
Students come first, and if there's a way to avoid double session, I came up with the idea of maybe giving up these two administrative buildings, moving DOE to the vacant schools in Timoni, the offices of DOE, turning this over to Simon Sanchez, plus any vacant space that Teason may not need. Not to have double sessions, not to close Teason High School, but use any vacant classrooms that you might have that they could use. That's the only thing I recall talking about with reference to Teason. Teason has a great history.
Yes, ma'am.
I was part of the first faculty at Teason, 2 years. You have a great leader, you have great faculty, great staff, and you're doing innovative things. And not one of these members of this board have talked about closing TGEC. And I can attest to that because I don't lie. And I teach the ethics course at UOG. I don't lie. Thank you.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you, Dr. G. Ms. G.
Mr. Chair, I was not at the town hall meeting here that Senator Vince Porras conducted. I was watching. There was a parent or a teacher and a student that came and started questioning about closing Tegan High School. And they said that because I think at one meeting you mentioned that you were, that what you understood was Tegan was never meant for a high school. So the miscommunication, the telephone on Halai line, and that. So I was listening when right here, I guess the meeting was here when a student, a teacher, I don't know, the parent questioning that why you said before you're not gonna close, now we're gonna close. But there was no definite, nobody made a decision. So there's a lot of misunderstanding. And we can go back to the minutes. The minutes is on the website and go to the minutes. Because there was nothing that says we have to close season. I remember that, Mr. Chair, because I was watching on live stream.
Yes, thank you, Ms. G. And we're not gonna be going back and forth on the rebuts here. This is a presentation. I just want to say, as chair of the board, I know that April meeting, because I stood up and I said that that was not that at Okadu?
No, we're talking about a board meeting.
Here,
April.
okay. Anyways, Dr. McNinch has already told you his sentiments. Dr. G has told you her sentiments. I think you know my sentiment when I mentioned it to you at the Okadu High School and at that town hall meeting we had a couple of weeks ago. I wouldn't close Tejan High School either, because we know what your school is capable of. We know what your school has done. And I can tell you this board, the very last thing they want to do is to close a school, especially a thriving school that is successful. Ms. G had mentioned earlier that it takes 5 votes to take any recommendation of the commander committee to either close a school, move a school, redistrict a school, or whatever. You already have 3 votes just by what you've heard tonight that are in favor of keeping Tejan High School. Although it's not even on the table yet, you've already got that support. So if I can say at this very time, I think you can sleep good and rest easy, because I can count myself, I can count Dr. Guthers, I can count Dr. Magnus, and I think I can count Miss Freddy, who was a teacher at your school. I'm not gonna put Ms. G on the spot or Dr. Okada on the spot, but I think that when I say you can rest easy, sleep easy, is that I think Tejan, come FY 26, will still be Tejan High School. Whatever happens beyond that, there'll be different board members, we don't know. But I think as far as this board is concerned, with due respect to all of you that are fighting for Tejan High School and have the passion for Tejan High School, I think a majority of the board members have the passion for Tejan High School as well. And so I just say that to you, we need to keep moving with our meeting. If you still want the others to come up, we already know what your message is, as that is to keep Tejan High School open. And I don't think we're gonna go against that. But we'll welcome your remark, your concerns. And I think what would be even better is to put your statements and your letters in writing so that we can have it on our record, even if you don't testify here, to the board, so that the board can also use that as one of the statements that we can say, well, this is the school talking, the teachers, the students, the parents. So maybe those of you that have the powers at Tijan High School, suggest that everybody, or even those of you that testified today, to put it in writing and to submit it to us so we can make a whole packet of the recommendations for Tijan High School.
Mr. Chairman,
Please? Yes.
just
yes.
very briefly, I just went through the minutes from the April 15th meeting. The only mention of Tijan High School was to celebrate the success of Tijan High School. That's the only word I see for the word Tijan. This could be a miscommunication. Maybe it was another meeting, perhaps. I do not see it.
Yeah, we're not doing the floor statements.
That's all. There's no, that I'm seeing.
Okay, well, yeah, let's, Kaylin, oh, I'm sorry. Diane St. Nicholas Diaz.
My name is Dim. Dim's Nicholas Diaz. I'm here because I was part of the SBG cadre for Tijan High School. And when we did the initiative to have SBG smart implemented in our schools, in all of our schools, we were the school that started SBG grading, and we started to teach our teachers, and we continue to teach our new teachers. We continue to train and revise and implement and improve on our grading and our system of what the standard-based grading is. So with that, like set out for all our schools to do, we also have PLCs. We have student PLCs, and from our grading in our grading in SBG, we have an early warning system where our students' performance in behavior and also academics shows us that we need to help certain students. And with that, we set up PLCs. So we have data. We have data to help our students in need. We have data for our honor students, our AP students. We have data for everyone in the school. And we try our best to reach out to them. Now, if Tijan High School was to close, in which I'm happy to hear it's not, probably, we will still continue to work with our students until our end of time, which should never come, because we as educators are doing our best to implement programs that GDOE has already wanted us to start, and it shouldn't be taken away. So if you look at other high schools, we are the only high school that has teachers implementing SBG. We are the only school that has academies. We are the only school that has our GCC teachers actually working with our SBG grading and knowing how to assess their students in their performance in each of their pathways. So, thank you.
Thank you. Lynn Sanchez. Mia Aguilar. Welcome.
My name is Mia Aguilar, and I am a proud graduate of Tijan High School, class of 2019. I also sat on the very chairs as a member of the Islandwide Board of Governing Students, school years 2018 to 2019. I sit here before you, not on behalf of any other entity or organization, but as an alum whose life was profoundly shaped by this school, your neighbors, The lessons learned inside and outside the classrooms, the teachers and advisors who guided me, and the opportunities that extended far beyond those walls. If this school is ever to close, which it should never, students will lose more than just a few buildings. They will lose a home. When Teason High opened its doors in August 2014, it was created to alleviate the strains of overcrowding in other high schools. And in those days, it had no mascot, no uniform, no sense of identity, but it had determination from the faculty and staff, the students and their families, and their determination was to build something meaningful. Since then, Teason High has given every single student the opportunity to grow from lasting relationships and experience high school that is both enriching and transformative. This is why today I sit and stand in firm opposition of the closure of Teason High School, even if it's not an option in your words. Because closing Teason High would undo the entire process in the last less than 12 years. Students would return to overcrowding classrooms, and their academics and well-being would be severely compromised. Families would suffer even further from commute times, transportation, school activities, and times of emergencies. Teachers would face greater burnout and not build that crucial relationship with each of their students. And the overall quality of education would greatly suffer. I understand the concern about double session schedules and the pressure of limited resources, but I ask, are we solving these problems, or are we simply creating another problem by cutting opportunities for our students? This isn't about budget or just a few buildings. It's about safeguarding the future of our island's youth. We cannot trade one hardship for another and expect our students to thrive. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak this afternoon, and I stand here on behalf of Teason High, its community, its families, and above all, its students. I will always be an advocate for the public school system, as I grew up in my formative years in the public school system. But I must speak the truth. It is difficult to keep faith in a system that continues to fail those it's meant to serve. Today, I urge you to remember that the decisions made here will shape not only the present, but the future of every single student who calls Teason High home, as I once did. CJ Smas.
Thank you, Mia. Tia Jackson. Thank you, Mia. Tia Jackson.
Hi, if you don't remember me, my name is Tia Jackson, and I've spoken before about the rumors surrounding my school and its possible closure. I'm here again today to address these ongoing discussions and the decisions being made without proper advocacy from Teason High School students. So, first, sir, you stated that there is no decision being made to close down Teason High School, yet in the past board meetings, it was definitely implied that a closure was an option, which shouldn't be discussed, period. Regardless, we have the right to speak about the situation. Ms. Gutierrez, you mentioned this isn't a discussion, including Teason, since only Simon Sanchez and JFK are affected. But the proposed solution to end double sessioning at JFK involved the idea of closing Teason High, which is why this meeting concerns the entirety. What's the point of attempting to find a solution for one school when it's at the expense of another? And to you, sir, it doesn't matter if you guys haven't said verbatim that you're closing down Teason. We can read between the lines. So please stop rebutting to our statements. It's not a debate. It's an opportunity for our voices to be heard. With that, I want to discuss the legacy argument that's always resurfacing. Even with only 11 years, Teason has earned national accreditation and recognition that reflects the strength of our programs, pathways, and the dedication of our teachers, as well as the success of our students. Over 700 students are actively engaged in our career academics, preparing for futures beyond high school. Legacy is not measured only by years. It's measured by impact. We've proven our credibility through recognition from NCAC as both a nationally accredited high school and a model academy school. Again, as I mentioned in the last meeting, closing Teason and displacing our students and teachers would be one of the least effective ways to save funds. Bus costs would increase significantly with routes stretching from Jigo to Barrigada, all while the board is already facing budget constraints. Teason cannot be used as a bargaining chip to fulfill promises that weren't kept. You may notice that just now that certain commitments weren't met, but by erasing another school, you risk failing 2 schools in less than a decade. World record. And that doesn't even count schools suffering from double questioning. Teason is not disposable. We are a permanent community built on pride, achievement, and results. The claim that Teason was intended to be only a temporary high school is redundant. And if that were true, the board wouldn't have been present at our opening and ribbon cutting ceremony. Over the years, Teason has established its identity and its programs and its community, and by that, we are here to stay. We should not have to face repeated uncertainty about our future. For the very last time, I asked for some logical reasoning when deciding the future of our students, as well as direct clarity. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. Jolene Master. Jaylene. Jules. I'm sorry, the way the last name. Jules, are you here? Welcome.
Hello, good evening, members of the board. It's Jules Bigueras, by the way. I think a lot of the, so far, our amazing faculty, Dr. Flores, and our students have said it. So I'll try to keep it short. And I will try to speak from sort of the outside looking in, right? Because I think it's really easy to sit here with our water bottles and our nameplates and sort of talk about things from an abstract, right? When we talk about schools, when we talk about and we make decisions about the school's future. It's another thing entirely when you look at the faces of the people who are affected, right? And I know it's also one thing to talk from a place of passion, especially when you've been on the ground, right? Like the faculty who've been there for years and years and have sacrificed so much for the school, for the innovations done at the school, for the students who have been there for 4 years now, or alum, right, who've been here, who've been at the school. But it's kind of refreshing, and as an English teacher, right, I always tell my kids that it's kind of important to try to see things from a different angle. And so let me go ahead and offer that to you. Right, so I'm not from Guam at all. I'm actually from Saipan. And I am a graduate of Marianas High School, if you're familiar with the school, right? When Ms. Sherilyn Cabrera was the principal of Marianas High School, right? And at first when I came to Guam, I had no idea what Teason High School was. I've heard of JFK, I've heard of GW, we competed against them at the Tumon Bay Music Festival when I was in high school. But I'd never heard of Teason High School. And initially when I came in, they said, well, you're gonna be assigned at Teason High School. And I said, where's that? What is that? And then I came in, and when I tell you that it has transformed me from the inside out as somebody not from here, and it's deepened my passion as an educator and deepened my commitment to serving this community, it really has, right? I feel like my very short time, my 4 or 5 years at Teason High School have done for me more as an educator than I think if I went any other place, if I stayed in Saipan, if I decided to go and stay in the States, in Illinois, right? I think Teason High School really was the place that helped me grow as an educator. And, typically I'm not the kind of person that sticks my neck out, right? I'm the kind of person that likes to keep to myself. But if there is a cause worth fighting for, it's Teason High School and keeping Teason High School open, not just for people now, but for students who walk through the gates in the future. And what's nice about, again, being an outsider is you don't really sort of know where your place is, but Ms. Wing has offered me an opportunity to see that, to see how the programs are built, how the programs are, how the programs can come to be. For example, last year, I was given the opportunity to be part of the National Career Academy Coalition as a, so I was able to go to Chicago, right, with the team from Teason High School. And it was in preparation for that I really began to see how much love the educators and the faculty, our administration has for the students, so much so that we created together, or primarily with the leadership who's doing this, a system that allows us to support our students. It's driven by data, it's driven by research, right? It's not just us saying, oh, well, let's see how we can help our students. No, we use the data, we use the research, we use the strategies that will really help our students become college and career ready. It's our intervention system, a very comprehensive system at all levels, regardless of if you're an AB student who has no issues with attendance, all the way up to the student who's mostly MIA, right? We have supports, very specific research-backed, data-driven supports for those students, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Right, that was the information that we were able to present at the National Career Academy Coalition Conference last year in Chicago. And that was created by Ms. Duenas. A lot of the support that we give our students is backed, again, by the data and the research. And we've built a community at the school in such a way to where if, right, and I know that the discussion has been, there is no toxicity, but just if, in the occasion that it does come up, everything we see, everything we've worked for, the ways that we're supporting our students will begin to crumble. And if those students end up somewhere else, we jeopardize them, right? We jeopardize their well-being, we jeopardize their opportunity to succeed in the classroom, their academic success, right? Their success in life, all of that. I'm not saying that our multi-tiered systems of support is the thing that keeps us together, but it definitely does help in a lot of ways, because a lot of that, at the end of the day, that the data and the research is backed by the love and the passion that we have to serve our students. And so, you know, coming in, right, from the outside, it's like, oh, Teason is kind of an abstract idea as a school, just another school. But to me, it's way more than that, right? It's a school worth fighting for, right? And all of our programs, all the programs that we do, from our intervention system to our PLCs, to our PBLs, to our advisory board, everything is for the students, not to mention for the island's economy and the island's future. So the takeaway would be, please consider those things.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah. Diane Cantino.
Half day, how are you guys doing?
Good day, thank you.
I'm coming up to speak because I really have issue with something that was said earlier in the meeting. You know, you guys, the tone has been a little pointed tonight. You guys are saying, you know, it's rumors and our school is spreading rumors about things that have not been said verbatim. You know, at the same time, like at the last town hall, I asked you guys about transparency and fairness. And we feel like that is not the case because, you know, earlier Ms. Gutierrez said for the ad hoc committee, only schools of impact will be included on that, right? Which is the double session schools. But like the fact is, GOE is not prepared to end double session this year without a cost to the whole district, be it closing school, be it redistricting. So more than just the double session schools will be impacted. Yet, you know, when our administrator, Ms. Duane, is asked to attend that ad hoc meeting, she is denied. Or when our IBOGS representatives are denied. So how can we feel like there's fairness and transparency and that there isn't something like, you know, oh, let's keep Teason out because we're planning on shutting them down. All the schools in the district are potentially to be impacted. So you guys have to open up the these committees and these conversations to not just the double session schools. It's not fair to, if the closure, redistricting, anything like this is on the table, even just as a possibility, then it has to be all the schools involved in the process. That's fair. That's the only fair way to do it. Because, you know, we all understand the double session is not ideal, right? We all want double session to end, but if it has to end in these other ways, then it's not just the double session schools being affected anymore. And every school that is going to be affected should have a say, should have input, and not later on at a later time to be added in after decisions have already been made that are too late to stop them, but from the beginning of the process.
Yes.
So that's just what I'm here to ask for. It's more fairness, more transparency for you guys to extend these invitations to these meetings to all the schools, because they all will be affected. There's no certain schools that are impactful schools for this. It will be all the schools that will be impacted.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Your point well taken. Dr. McNish.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I just want to let all those present know, Guam has an open government law. If there's a meeting of a government entity, even a subcommittee of this board, you're all welcome to attend it and listen to what goes on there. That's the open government law. That's what you have a right to certainly do. No meeting should be closed to you. And if any meeting is closed to you, especially from the Board of Education, under the Order of Education's program, let us know. And I'll speak up about it and say, no, you're not supposed to close meetings. And please let us know, because I think that's important. I think the chairman will feel the same way, that we have an open government law. The open government law says nothing's done in the dark, everything is transparent. And thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. McNish. Ms. Jean.
Dr. McGinch, thank you. When we were assigned by the chair to focus on the ending the double session on the two schools. So these are the two schools that were impacted. Once we get our plan B going, all those other schools will be invited. But at that meeting, we had to hear from the students of Simon Sanchez, which are the IBOGS and JFK, the mayor of the Jigo and the mayor of Tamuning, the parents of Simon Sanchez, Jigo, and the parents of JFK. And Mr. Fedenko was there to represent the teachers. We are not done. This is just the beginning, because they shared their concern, their hardship of going to this double session. And this is where we want to hear from them first. That was the plan. I do have a plan. It's not only let's see plan. This is the plan. That these are the first, we need to hear from the principal and of JFK and Simon Sanchez. Then for the next meeting, this is where it says explore your option. And it's in the minute, explore option. So the next meeting will be the option that will be presented. And if any of the members said, and there is a member that put in redistricting, but that wasn't entertained because that was not the focus of the first ad hoc committee meeting. We know there's nothing that's saying at this. We have not even discussed the redistricting, which was posted on the chat. And I also hear from a principal that say, I can take some students from this school to this school. Said that's not being discussed now. So this, because you have so many people talking and they're not impacted. That one that's impacted is Simon Sanchez and JFK. And this is why we started with that committee. That's how it is, Mr. Chair. Just want to make it clear.
But
now it's in the web, it was noticed that we have it, but the link goes there because these are the people that we are going to listen to. We hear the student concerns. We hear from both schools, the hardship, the parents. There's nothing that says, I don't have a plan agenda yet that we're excluding. This is just the beginning. Only one principal is making a big, I haven't heard anything from the other principal why they're not excluded. Why they're excluded, because we have to start with where you said JFK and Simon Sanchez. I know how to follow instruction. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you,
Dr.
Mr. But I also want to make it clear that any meetings, as Dr. Ninja said, if you see it announced in the paper, you are more than welcome. Any school, any student, any parent, any administrator, any teacher is welcome to come and attend any of those meetings, whether you're on the agenda or not. Did I miss anybody else from Tijan High School? We have a Shirley Cruz, but Dr. Quintanilla, are you speaking for her?
I just want to say something really brief. When I was outside around 3 p.m., I heard Mrs. Gutierrez speaking on the phone. She was saying very specifically, the only people who should be allowed on the committee are those from JFK and from Sanchez, no one else. And then she went into the conference room. So if she is saying that all of us should be invited, then we should all be invited.
I'm saying that all of you should be invited. Okay. So we'll make it clear. You gonna have another 3 minutes or
No, that's actually hers.
Yeah.
Shirley?
Yes, that's actually my cousin. She's not able to be here, but she asked me to read her letter, because she's actually, a Guam employee, so she's not off before.
Go ahead.
Oh, you muted it. One more time. David. Should be on.
Okay, sorry about that. Oh, and also the correction is, it wasn't the April, meeting, it was actually the May 6th. I made a mistake earlier. Okay, so hi, my name is Dr. Marlene Quintanilla. I'm from Teton High School. I'm actually reading on behalf of my cousin Shirley Cruz. It says, dear members of the Guam Education Board, I'm writing as a proud mother to express my strong opposition to the proposed closure of Teton High School. Closing THS is, in my opinion, not a solution to addressing concerns about double sessions or any related scheduling challenges. It will be a regrettable band-aid that sacrifices a high-performing school, its exceptional faculty, and the many students who benefited from its programs. My family has a deeply personal connection to THS. I'm a proud parent of 2 THS graduates, one who completed the journey in 2020 during COVID-19 with a drive-through graduation that, while historic, underscored the resilience and strength of THS and its community, and another who graduated in 2023. THS is nationally recognized as an accredited Career Academy High School, a distinction that reflects its school's commitment to preparing students for life after high school with real-world skills and opportunities. Beyond this national recognition, THS offers programs that have made a tangible difference for students in our family and community. One standout program is Tina Like MISA, designed for Tier 3 students who face challenges with credit recovery and behavior in the traditional classroom setting. This program, along with other THS initiatives, ensures that a broad spectrum of learners who's needing additional credit recovery support, and those seeking more robust workforce development opportunities can succeed. As a former and hopeful future THS parent and a workforce development professional who has collaborated with THS to streamline a pathway from high school to workforce opportunities, I can attest to the positive impact of the school's approach. The collaboration between THS staff and community partners have created meaningful outcomes for students, equipping them with skills, credentials, and hope for their futures. I urge you to reconsider any plans to shut down Teton High School. The school, its dedicated faculty, and its hardworking students represent a powerful model of inclusion, career-focused education. Rather than closing THS, I respectfully request that the department explore alternatives that address the underlying concerns about scheduling and efficiency while preserving THS proven programs and community relationships. Thank you for your attention to this important matter. I'm hopeful that you will recognize the value THS already provides to our students, our families, and our workforce development ecosystem. Sincerely, Shirley Cruz.
Thank you, Shirley, on behalf of Dr. Quintanilla. Now we have JFK, Juan Diego. Okay, Kaylin Gephardt, JFK. Oakwood High School, Colleen Conception. They're here for IBOGS. So this is, we have used up our list.
Tim Santos. Tim Santos.
He's here, but his name is crossed out.
Oh, no. That was an
Captain
accident.
Tim,
That
are
was
you,
That was an accident. I did that because I was supposed to switch with him.
are you here to,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
come on up? Your name is here, but it was crossed out.
Anyway, I know we all had a long day, but again, I'm Captain Tim Santos, and I'm with the Guam Police Department. And I want to thank you all for letting me talk today, and I want to recognize that I've been a student of Dr. Griffiths and a student of Dr. McNish, and of course I've worked at Guam College and the Guam Community College. And I've met some of you on my last leave when we were dealing with other issues. Today, I was here to take notes, pretty much, because I know you guys were talking about double session. We were gonna go into that with JFK and Simon Sanchez. That would affect the police department in a way, because in that, where you put the schedule, how that movement takes effect, that involves two programs that we have. One would be the school resource officer. We have one in every high school, so that would mean you have to adjust personnel and depending on the hours, if it's no longer, if they're straight from morning to afternoon, or if it's a half session, that's would affect our operations. And the second would be our criminal justice or our law enforcement career path program that we just started at Season High. I'm not here to talk about movements or closures and stuff like that. I'm just saying that we have a program, and those are how your decisions on movement of students and stuff like that would affect our operations at the Guam Police Department. So I'm not speaking, I did speak with the chief of police before I came here to let him know that I would talk about specifically the SRO or the law enforcement career path, but I'm not here on any other issue for that. And in closing, yes, I do like working at Teason High School, the staff there. The students are wonderful, and I like what they're doing.
Thank you, Captain, and thank you for your service. We have also the Vice Speaker of the Guam Youth Congress, Mr. Atoigui. Welcome.
For the Education Board members, my name is Trevor Atoigui. I'm the 35th Guam Youth Congress Vice Speaker and Chairman of the Committee on Education and Youth Affairs. First off, I wanted to start off by recognizing the strong school pride of Teason High School. Shows their strong school pride for their school that they attend, and of course some alumni as well. But I'm here today to ask a question from my peers at John F. Kennedy High School. They have heard that we are going to possibly going back to regular schedule, school schedule next school year. The top question that they asked me to ask you guys is, how would you prepare us to go back into that regular school schedule? As for myself, I am a junior at John F. Kennedy High School. I have been in double session since my freshman year of high school. So a lot of my freshman classmates are asking me, well, how are we going to be prepared to go back into this regular scheduling for school? So on top of that as well, a lot of my constituents at John F. Kennedy High School and Simon Sanchez are very compassionate about our school and how we like to collaborate with one another. I want to make clear that us at John F. Kennedy High School are not trying to kick out Simon Sanchez students. We are proud that they are sharing our school with us, and we are proud that we are able to share with them. And I'm glad to see that there is no negative energy coming from both schools. And of course, as much as I want to see Simon Sanchez go into their own school and have their own campus, we have to also look at that there is issues with where are they going to go to and how is this going to happen. But ever since with the double session with John F. Kennedy High School and Simon Sanchez, we have not had the time to fully express our Islander pride, especially during activity days or activities that we have after school. But I want to make clear that, again, we are not trying to kick out Simon Sanchez High School. We love to have them share our school with them. And I want to also make clear that we The 35th Guam Youth Congress is proud to represent the youth of Guam and their voice. And I want Tizen High School to know that we are standing with you guys, and we are going to stand with you guys through every fight. So viva Tizen.
Thank you, Vice Speaker.
And then one more thing, as the chairman of the Committee on Education, Youth Affairs, and the Guam Youth Congress, I'd like to just recognize Dr. Adamus for her wonderful contributions to assisting me with biannual reports on anything regarding the education system. That has been a great help to me. So Sizuz Masi, Dr. Adamus for that. And it is awesome that I can share that info with my constituents. So Sizuz Masi.
Thank you. We have exhausted our list here. I'd just like to, I know that I saw Senator Vince Borja, our Oversight Chairperson in Education here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. I also saw the former Chairperson of the Board of Education, Mr. Mark Mendiola, that was sitting out there in your midst. But this is the end of our public participation. You know, if you, as Dr. Manning said, when we have any more meetings, you are welcome to come. But most especially if you see that you are on the agenda for discussion, because then you would know that we have something to say. But I want to thank you all for your passion. I want to thank you all for going through this. But as we had mentioned earlier, there is no decision to close Tizen High School. As chair, I had to say, because of transparency and openness, that everything is on the table, because everything has to be discussed as to what is the best option, not just for Tizen, not just for JFK, not just for Simon Sanchez, Okudu, or FB, but for the entire high school system. It takes 5 votes to change anything. But as chair, it was my duty to put everything out and say these are things that may come up for discussion. Whether or not there's been decisions to go any which way, that is not for me to decide, that's for the board to decide. But that won't happen until this commander group or this ad hoc committee is done and complete in making their study and making their recommendations to the board. So from here until then, there will be no action one way or the other for any of these schools. And to answer the Vice Speaker, how to prepare yourselves for the eventual return of JFK as a school on its own and Simon Sanchez as a school on its own, we hope that it would be tomorrow, but obviously it's not going to be. But we are working towards that end for everybody. But at this point in time, there has been none. And I can tell you that even the chair of the ad hoc committee can state that she hasn't even put pen to paper of any recommendation of what's going to happen. Dr. Ms. Gutierrez?
Mr. Chair, just make it clear, the name is ad hoc. We're not commander. The commander is the DOE, the commission. We're not commander. It's the ad hoc, Guam Education Board ad hoc committee. Just for the record, thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tizen High School administrators. We are now going into a motion for executive session, please.
The IBOGS chair has a very important family matters to attend. If it could just go ahead and present his IBOGS report, it's very short. Go ahead.
Hello everyone, my name is Cohen Diego and I'll be presenting the 2025 to 2026 IBOGS committee members. So representing John F. Kennedy High School, we have myself and Don Aldis. From Ugudu High School, we have Colleen Conception and Tristan Alvarez. From George Washington High School, we have Gianna Montiaco and Reynold Borja. From Tizan High School, we have Tori Alexis Sanchez and Tia Jackson. And from Simon Sanchez, we have Shinez Alcario and Rainier De Ramos. As the IBOGS committee, our roles and responsibilities are as follows. Mrs. Gutierrez will review all of our roles and expectations as members, and members are expected to be in all of the participation and active. And if there's anything that needs to be addressed regarding attendance, members will be kept in check by Mrs. Gutierrez. We previously held an election to induct the council, and these were the results. The IBOGS PRO is Tori Alexis Sanchez. Our secretary is Gianna Lentiaco. Our vice chair is Colleen Conception. And I will be your new IBOGS 25-26 chairman. As IBOGS, we have already kicked off our work and we've already drafted testimony for bill number 16238, and we are ready to put it into our official letterhead and submit it to the legislature and Senator Borja to the Committee of Education. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion for ES?
I move that we move into executive session.
Any second? All those in favor? Opposed? We are now in executive session.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to ask these areas.
Off day, everyone watching live. We are going to be going into executive session, so we will be ending the stream for now. The stream will continue once executive session has completed.